Alright, Screwball here. I'm back on my back porch again. Going to finish this Q&A session here. So this will make part 3 of this Q&A. I've got a few of them written down that because Miss Nancy's not going to be out here with me to ask them. So I'm going to finish the part that we done. You'll see about 5-6 minutes of it, and then these are the ones that were added on to the other 2 videos. So going to get it started. Appreciate y'all coming back, and here we go.
All right, Brenda R. wants to know if there was a favorite area on the trail that you would like to go back and visit and explore. I know you said there was a few places you wanted to take me.
There are several spots that, you know, I can't say where they were, but yes, there's several spots I'd like to go back and spend a little more time in. You know, in the springtime, the mountains and with all of the mountain laurel and all the other flowers and stuff in Virginia were just, to me, were amazing. And maybe next spring or next May, whenever Nancy gets out of school, we may go spend some time up there and see some of it. And I'd like to get back up and see the ponies when they're still babies. You know, we missed that whenever I had to come back. They were done grown quite a bit, so I do want to go back up there and see it. But there are so many places I can't really name it. I want to get back up. Yeah, I'm gonna go back up to Maine and just see the colors and maybe not do any hiking on the trail, but
in the car,
yeah,
driving around.
Definitely get up and see the colors and stuff in Maine, and so yes, there are quite a few, and I can't just name them off and stuff because my memory is not that good for one reason, but there were just so many also.
All right, this is a loaded question here. How much do you think you spent on your through hike?
I'll be honest, probably $9,000 to $10,000 if it all got added up, counting all my gear and stuff. I know I set aside $6,000 in the bank, and then I added a couple of thousand there close to the end just to make sure I was able to get through. So if I had to guess, I'd say really close to $9,000 is, you know, but I haven't sat down and added everything in. But that's about what I spent this year on the trail.
There was this one. She had several questions, but I think you've answered all of those. What do you think about all the strict rules in the Smokies?
Really, there's not that many strict rules in the Smokies.
I think it was like COVID or something. Maybe
you have to, you know, you have to register in the Smokies, and you have so many days to get through. I believe it. I'm not going to say because I don't remember now how many it was. You know, if you're just doing a weekend hike or a week hike, you know, yeah, they have to register, but for them, they have to say at what shelter they're going to be at, and supposedly the weekend hikers have priority over the shelter if you're a through hiker, you know, over through hikers. But other than that, there were really no more restrictions in the Smokies than anywhere else. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but I didn't have any problem with the Smokies. Only one night did we actually stay in a shelter that was completely full, and there were some tents set up on the outside. So I personally didn't have any problems with it, and you know, I think they're fine. I don't think they're over restrictive on some stuff. You know, I understand the reasoning behind it, but I think they're okay.
This is from Julie Bandy. She said, my husband wants to know if you heard or saw anything that you couldn't explain on the trail. Sasquatch.
No, actually.
Anything that made you think, what the?
Well, you know, other than the porcupines that one night that woke us up right beside my tent, squawking at each other. You know, I wasn't sure what it was until I looked out and saw them. That was the first time I've heard porcupines and actually had seen porcupines close up. But once I saw them, I knew what they were. It wasn't no problem. But other than that, no, I didn't see any. I mean, I don't think there's any animals in the United States that, you know, I couldn't tell you what they were if I heard them. You know, I know there's some of them that really, you have to think about it when you hear them. Fish or cats and stuff, you know, when they scream, really make a, you know, a really weird sound. We don't have any down here, but, you know, I know what they sound like. So,
yeah, but you've been in the woods all the time. People that's not in,
yeah,
been in the woods all the time might be.
Yeah, I mean, I
may
don't
not know some of those.
No, I don't. I've heard some from being down south. I've heard some really weird sounds that. So I know, you know, I know that there's a lot of weird sounds in the woods at night. So no, there's nothing that I was overly surprised with. So.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you.
Well, look, I appreciate y'all. I hope that answers all your questions. There's a lot of questions that were asked
Previously,
well,
yeah.
You know, multiple times.
Yeah.
So I didn't, you know, if she didn't call your name or something, I apologize. I appreciate all the questions. And hey, if you got more questions, go ahead and feel free, you know, put them on the bottom of this video. And I'll try to get back to them, you know. But again, thanks everybody for following my journey. I do appreciate it. I hope to get a equipment video out sometime. Right now, it's just it's a busy time. Like I said, I get off work about 5:30, get home about 6 o'clock, and just, you know, I don't take the time to sit down and do a video, but I will hopefully here once I get caught up on a few things, get you an equipment video out and stuff. But again, feel free to ask me any questions you want to, and if I don't answer them on the video, I'll get back and text. And again, I'm sorry for it taking so long for us to get these out. So again, thanks a lot. Oh yeah, it's all me. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it, and I hope y'all have a great day. And you know I will. And we'll see you on down the road. All right. Some of these questions have been asked before, maybe, and I know that there's a lot of them ask, you know, my weight and how much weight did I lose. So I've lost track on a lot of stuff here. So if I've repeated one, my apologies, and if I missed one, my apologies. But we're gonna get started with the newer ones that came out, and Laura Dixon wants to know why I'm not going to do any more trails, long trails, and a lot of people sort of ask that question. But the long trail, you know, they take so much time out of your life that you're not going to get back, in a sense. Both Nancy and I love to travel, so our time is going to be spent traveling together, and you know, like RVing and traveling. We love Yellowstone and the Rocky Mountains also. So we're going to do traveling that way instead of me hiking a trail. So that's one of the main reasons I'm not going to hike another long trail. So we can camp and travel that way and do short day and weekend hikes better than we can if I went back on a long trail. See, hiking with Dean. How many cat holes and how difficult in a rocky area? Well, all right, I don't have any clue on how many cat holes. I didn't count them, but to be honest, you know, most ever during the day's time you're around a privy, you get to go to a privy. And here comes my dog Leak, so don't get excited if you hear him breathing hard. So run him off the porch real quick. Hang on. All right, he went off himself. He'll bring a ball up here in a minute. Want me to throw it to him, so I'll have to get on to him about that. All right, yeah, but you know, I didn't count the cat holes, but there's privies at most of the shelters, and you pass 2 or 3 shelters on average a day. You know, in most of the areas, some days you don't pass any, but for the most part you do, and you get privies. As far as in a rocky area, you know, rocky areas are easy because you can find the bigger rocks, and all you got to do is roll them up out of the hole. Do your thing, and then roll it back in the rock back in the hole, and you got it taken care of that way. So the rocky areas are not bad at all. Two Forks Hikes and Doug Brisky, if I read that right. Did you ever find anything in a hollow tree? And yes, I think it's video day 77. Found the one thing I think was an owl. There's a small owl that lives in hollow trees and stuff like that. And from the best I could tell, that's what it looked like walking away from the camera. So yes, one tree, and all the trees that I looked in, found one thing. And like I said, I think it was a small owl of some type. Wilma King wants to know, did your hike inspire any of your family members or close friends to attempt it? Well, no. No one I know of wants to attempt it because of me, as far as family and close friends. I think I've got a few of them wanting to go out and do some hiking, day hikes and weekend hikes, but none of them wanting to do the a long hike like that. Indy 67. Did you train for your hike? Did you do much hiking prior to the AT? And what would you change, if you had to do it all over again? No, I didn't. I didn't train for the hike. I had taken the month off. I was going to do some, try to get in better shape, and I wasn't able to due to some stuff going on that month. Did I do much hiking prior to the trail? No. I'm a country boy. I've run through the woods all my life. I've been in the woods. I've camped out, but not like hiking and camping. So actually my hiking experience was very little as far as actually hiking, and as far as long distance or weekend hiking or, section hiking, none whatsoever. So no, I would say I was at the time very inexperienced on hiking. And what would I change? It's tough because with the COVID this year, a lot of things didn't really go the way we wanted it to go, not just me, but all the other hikers. But I would probably try to spend a little more time in some areas that due to having to take the month off, or that I took that month off, I got sort of behind schedule, so I wasn't able to take as much time off. But that would probably be about the only thing I would change on that. SMI, however you say that, I don't know. Would you advise others that have a dream to hike the AT to go for it? Yes, of course, man. If you got a dream, don't go to your grave regretting that you didn't try something. And that's the thing about it. I encourage anybody to follow their dreams and to try it. If you don't try it, you'll never know, and you'll always regret it. So always try to do what you want to do. Don't go to your grave regretting not trying something. As far as the AT, yes, anybody that has a dream to hike the AT, and get out and give it a try. You may end up not liking it, but hey, if you sit at home, you'll never know, and you'll always wonder. So yeah, I advise anybody to do anything. Also, you want to talk about Gore-Tex versus non-Gore-Tex. My shoes were, Ultras. They were the lightweight stuff. I had Gore-Tex socks. But yes, if I were to do it again, I reckon that's something I should have said earlier. If I were to do it again, especially in the cold and the winter, snow and stuff, I would use a Gore-Tex shoe. I think that with the snow and stuff on the ground, you might get wet, but your feet are going to stay a lot drier overall. I know most people say it takes longer for the shoes to dry. I'm telling you what, shoes don't dry anyway if they get wet. So I think it also takes longer for them to get wet. So you play a little game there, because in the morning, especially in the dew, in the mornings you walk through the dew, you're only in dew for 45 minutes to an hour, but your shoes get so wet that your socks are just dripping wet for several hours. Where if they were Gore-Tex shoes, you wouldn't be getting wet in the morning dew. So yeah, I would probably go with a Gore-Tex shoe and leave the socks at home. But I had no problem with the socks. They done their job. My feet stayed dry. They stayed warm. So and also, just a side note on those Gore-Tex, when it got real cold at night, I put my water bottles in those Gore-Tex socks, and it kept them from freezing. So there's something you might want to try when you get a chance to go on it. All right. Paula Lewis, did you ever worry a bear would come rip in your tent at night? No, I'll be honest, I was never really worried about the bears ripping into my tent. I always smeared a little bit of butter around Bloodhound's tent after we all went to bed. I'd get up and put butter all around, peanut butter all around his tent, and then I didn't have to worry about anything. No, I didn't worry about any bears. They, you know, just some things you can worry about and some things you don't, and that was something I didn't worry about. I worried more about the mice and stuff, you know, rodents getting into your stuff than I was bears. Maybe I was blindly wrong about that, but no, I didn't worry too much about the bears at any point in time. And no, I didn't put peanut butter on Bloodhound's stuff. Mike Seymour, you gonna keep the Screwball Channel going? Yeah, I'll probably keep it going. Like I said, Nancy and I are going to do some traveling. She still has a few more years before she retires, so it won't be much now, but eventually, hopefully, it'll be more traveling. So yeah, I'll put a video out every now and then and keep it alive. Maybe there's no telling what they be about. I'll find something maybe once a month and put out just to say hi. So, but yes, I do plan on keeping the channel going. Melanie Korinsky. Biggest ew moment was walking barefoot there in the bog. She asked, was that my biggest ew moment also? That was for her. I'm thinking she's talking about when we went through the beaver dam. We had to put on our camp shoes or Crocs and wade through a beaver dam that was pretty nasty. But hey, yeah, that was probably as far as that goes. Yeah, that was a pretty nasty spot. That's the only thing I can think that she's talking about as far as just walking through a bogs. We were on board, so I think that's what she's talking about. Yeah, it was pretty nasty water there on that beaver dam. Cost, I mentioned that in another video, in one of the other videos, or either earlier in this video, I'm not sure. How many nights did you spend on the trail versus in the hostels? That's E Couch asked that, and so I figured it out. We stayed in 12 hostels. Some of them were good, some of them but on an average of 4 to 6 days, somewhere in there, we would stop at in a town. And actually, if you got enough people, you can stay. You can find one of the hotels, and you can split that room as much as it costs what it costs to be in a hostel. Plus, you get a little bit more privacy. So we'd rather stay in the hotels whenever we did. But there are great hostels out there that we stayed in. We stayed in the trailer. That's a really great hostel. And Candy Mama from hiking from 2019, she was running it at the time. Also, Weary Feet Hostel is a great hostel. And Stanimals, both of those hostels we stayed in, they were good. And probably a few more hostels, when we got on the trail. Actually, after we got out of, we only stayed, once we got past Harper's Ferry, I think we only actually stayed in 3 hostels after that point. Yeah, you got some good hostels, and that's about every 4 to 6 days we stayed in hostels or hotels. So probably stayed in twice as many hotels as we did hostels, and then a couple of people's homes that offered us some, being a Trail Angels. Barry Lynch, and Barry, I appreciate all the comments. See, were the trees cleaned up when you got home? And how are the kidney stones? Well, no, the trees are not cleaned up yet. The guy did come in and cut what he could out for timber, but as far as the tops and the roots and stuff, they're still laying on the ground. I will clean them up when it gets cooler. I didn't want to get in there and fight the bugs and the snakes right now. So here in the next couple months, I'll have to get in there and get them cleaned up and cut up. So no, they haven't been cleaned up. As far as the kidney stones, I haven't had any problems since the Blue Ridge. I reckon either I passed them or they dissolved or something, but no, I haven't had any more kidney stone problems. So knock on wood, I hope it stays that way. Find out where I'm at here. Oh, let me see. Wrong side. All right. Julie Bardine. Did you ever hear or see anything you couldn't explain, such as Bigfoot or an aliens, or including Bigfoot and aliens, I should say? You know, I think I talked about that on one of my other videos. No, there was nothing really that I say I did not understand or see, you know, that I didn't know what it was. We did look for the Bigfoot, and we looked for aliens and never saw them. So they either was hiding from us and didn't show up, or what. But no, we never saw anything I couldn't explain, and never heard anything I didn't know what it was. So that's that. Let's see here. I got one more, I believe. Exploder. Okay. See, is there anyone you would not like to hike with again? If you had a chance to manage a hostel, would you be interested? You know, I enjoyed. I had fun with everybody I hiked with, even the ones early in the hike that actually got off during the COVID and stuff. I'd like to get back in touch with them. So if any of them is watching, hey, you know. But no, I would hike with everyone I've hiked with. I really enjoyed it, and I actually hope to someday get to do some hiking with them. Yeah, I made some very good friends. Enjoyed hiking with everyone I hiked with. So you know, no problems anywhere as far as people I hiked with. So that about does it. All that, I think I've got all these off these here list I had written down. All right, I just realized that I did not answer the rest of that question. Would I manage a hostel? You know, I'm not looking for a hostel to manage, but if the opportunity arose and it was a good opportunity, you know, I'd listen to what they had to say. And also, it would have to be a good opportunity. So, you know, yeah, I would consider it, but it would take a lot. Let's just put it that way. This is going to be about another 20-minute video, I believe. It's on 15 right now. I think it was about 6 on previous. So, hey, I appreciate y'all watching. You know, that's 3 videos on Q&A. I hope the next video I will get out a gear video and let y'all see what's I know it's late and coming. It's been, what, 2 months now, pretty close, or a little over, well over a month that I've gotten off trail. So appreciate y'all watching, and like I said, hopefully in the next week I'll get the gear video out. Who knows, I may have a special video out next week. Thanks again for watching, and y'all have a great day, because I know we're going to.